All right, guys, I have a Champion inverter generator dual fuel. I just unboxed it right now. Just wanted to make a quick video on the quick start on how to set it up. I saw there were a lot of videos out there kind of talked about it, so I'm not going to really talk about it. I'm going to more focus just on how to set it up. It is very rudimentary, and let's get started. So as you can see, it comes with a quick start guide, and it's just 2 pages, double page printed little booklet. And the instructions are super easy to follow. They even have pictures and everything. So to be honest, this video is just an aid for someone who doesn't want to read and take the time to do it, or if you've lost this part of it, you can actually follow these instructions and set it up. So it also comes with a little sheet that says "Do not return this product to the store." It's a pretty common thing, and then there's a phone number and an email, or a phone number and a website. I haven't called, and I don't think I'm going to need to call, but you definitely can call them. From what I've done a little bit of research on and understood, they're actually pretty good at answering their calls, and they're motivated to want to have you help you set it up. So if you do feel lost even after you watch this video, or for whatever reason you have any questions, you want to get an additional remote, if your unit comes with a remote, you definitely can just call them and they'll be happy to help you. And then lastly, it does come with a owner's manual, hablo español or English, whatever you prefer. I'm going to do the English, but I'm not really going to look into it right now. We're primarily going to focus on the quick start. All right, so before we start, just want to give you a context on what comes with the box. There's the propane cable, funnel, obviously. These are the tools. The cool thing is it actually comes with the tools you need to get this started. And then this is the oil. So this is the oil container. What I've done is I've actually marked, I don't know if you guys can see that little thing, I've actually marked this thing. It comes in like a half a liter container, but you really don't need the entire half a liter. So I've marked it to the level that you actually need it, or the level that they filled it up to. You definitely never want to fill up more than what's required, because you will damage the pistons and the cylinder head. This is the rudimentary thing that comes in, and this propane thing just fell down, but these are the 4 things that come with it, along with the manual. All right, so first things first, obviously after you remove it, it's asking you to flip it over and remove the shipping support, which essentially is bolts that prevent from the unit from being damaged if something is pushed into it too much. You want to do this step before you do anything else. Reason being is if you excitedly add the oil before, since your unit is going to be tilted sideways, you're going to definitely you'll have a leak of some kind. You don't want to risk that. So definitely do the number 2 first, and it's very simple. You literally put it on the side, just make sure it's on the cushion so you don't scratch anything. And then these 4 screws, and they're basically hand tightened, they will just come out, and that's it. That's all you need to do. And if in case you do need to tighten a few, like for instance this one is super tight, or was super tight, they come with 2 different sizes, size 8 and I believe a size 10. So you do get that option. Not sure where you're going to use the size 10, but this is the job for the size 10, and there's another size 8 that you might use for something else. But it does come with this, so you have the tools if it is tightened. All right, so once you're done with this step, you take those screws out. The next step is, again, a rudimentary step. You just essentially connect the battery connectors inside. It's not rocket science, but the tricky part is that it's not that little thing. It is that's where the oil goes in. It's actually on the other side of it. So you will need to take out these 4 screws. at the bottom. There's 4 at the bottom. Or I'm sorry, yeah, there are 4 at the 5 total. Looks like there's 1 in the middle too. And this thing will just pop right out. Let's do that. Now you can, with all means, use their tools. I just have a power drill or a quicker way to do it. I'm just lazy, so I prefer doing it this way. Alright, so I actually lied. There's only 2 screws and they're only up on the top, 1 here and 1 here. And then you just pull it out and then just pull it upward and it comes right out. So this is what the unit looks like from the inside. You do not need to get these screws down out. Matter of fact, if you even try to do it, it's gonna be like bolted, like torqued, I think, so you won't be able to take it out unless you really go in with like a torque gun. So that's good. So these are the cables that they were talking about. So there's 2, there's 1 here and there's 1 on the inside. So those are the 2 cables. They go in a negative positive side, like a female male side. So each has 1 female and 1 male, and so they just go in, and I'm going to use both my hands to do this since I have the phone in the other hand. Alright, so as you can see, I have put this together, and I've also actually put tape on it. Now this tape doesn't really come with the unit, obviously, but and you aren't required to do it. I just do it because if for whatever reason this were to detach, or if there was a loose connection, there's always a chance of condensation or water going in and shorting something out, and potential fire. So this is just a preventative thing. I just wanted to make sure that no matter what, this doesn't detach. But this is not required, so I recommend it, but not required. All right, so once this is done, I'm just gonna put it back inside and put the cover up top. You just want to make sure, again, nothing is loose. Sometimes, I mean, it shouldn't be, but this is the motor, spark plug, and filter, etc. So I won't get into that again. Really not necessary to look at this right now, but this is pretty much done. So we can put this back up, and I'm gonna do the screws. Alright, so we're done with step 3. Step 4, just putting in the oil, and this is probably the easiest. So the other side of this is where the batteries were. This is the flip side where you actually turn it on from. So you just move this clockwise, and it even says to unlock, and just literally pull it out lightly. It's gonna come out. It will have a reminder label inside that it uses 10W30. I'm gonna just leave that there, but this is kind of what it looks like. You haven't done an oil change or put in oil in anything ever. It's hard for me to believe that, but it comes with a little bit of oil, but as you can see just at the very bottom, or maybe you can't see it very well, but it just requires this bottle here, again, how much ever is marked at. I just kind of mark it at that, and then I'm going to use the funnel that they give, put it in. Let's make sure it's secure in all the way. Before that, actually, I also already made sure, but you may want to make sure that there's no debris or anything, any particles in here that could potentially damage the piston inside or the cylinder. Again, just make sure no water is present, and then open this bottle up. It is sealed, looks like. I'm gonna need both my hands for this. Okay, so it actually comes sealed. Just gonna break that seal. You definitely want to make sure you don't put more than what's necessary. You will damage the cylinder. So just very, very slowly, you want to make sure nothing is spilling out of there. And then it is going to back up a little bit, so make sure it doesn't fall out. Again, put in extremely slowly. All right, that's it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to throw this bottle away. I marked it for a reason. When I do an oil change, which is going to happen in a very long time, I'm going to fill up oil up to this level and then just be able to do the oil change the next time I do it. So I know exactly how much oil I need to put in. All right, so we're done with this. Again, just clockwise, it's tighten, right to tight. And then just put this cover back on. It goes in these little grooves. Push it in, and then counterclockwise, and you're locked. So I'm gonna essentially just start with putting this in the propane plug here, just like any propane tank. It is pretty straightforward. Oop. Let's make sure it's seated in properly and then is tightened. I can open this right now, but I'm not going to, because though this side is it is capped and it is seated in a way where gas cannot come out unless it's actually plugged in. It's just a risk if I open this. If this piece is bad, I don't want the gas to come out. So all I'm going to do is in the unit, just going to push it in all the way, and I hear that click. I don't know if you heard it. Just that can make sure it's completely seated. To take it out, you just pull, not this piece, but this inside piece. You just pull this out a little bit, and you can just pull it out. So again, when I push it in, it's seated. Now I can go ahead and turn this on, and I'm going to turn it on very slowly. Reason being, a lot of times inside, if the unit has a lot of PSI or a lot of force, it could potentially damage the sealants inside, and it could potentially give you more problems in the long run. So always do that kind of slowly. All right, so now we're gonna turn it on, and to turn it on, it's very simple. Do not press this until you are ready to turn it on. All you do is you just turn the dial to the choke position, which is the position 2. I don't know why they have it over here. I would assume if they have this as choke and this closed, that would make more sense, but whatever works. So this is the choke position, that little sign that looks like that. So once it's in that position, all you do is then you press this, and while you press this, after you press it for like a second or two, slide it up to this position, and that will get your unit running. So again, from position 0 to position 2, which is the choke, press this here and you turn it, and as you see, it gets started in the eco mode, and you want to keep it in the eco mode for a little while. It's gonna give you like different readings over here. You never want to plug anything in while it is in the eco mode or while you just started it. You always want to let the unit get running for a few minutes. It's just like a car. You don't want to just drive a cold car. There's a lot of amps that's going to come out of this, and you want to definitely make sure that you're not using a lot of power out right off the bat. So I would let it warm up for a couple minutes, and then plug in whatever you want after a couple of minutes. And so I just turned it back off. So this unit, I just wanted to show you that the handle over here, it is again really easy to turn on. For whatever reason, if your battery dies, which it shouldn't, because it should automatically charge your batteries. If you ever need to use this, same concept again, you would essentially put it all the way down to the choke, and then you would hit that, and you would bring this up, and it should get your motor started. So very easy to use. Hopefully this video helped in just setting the unit up. I just disconnected everything because I'm gonna now take it out to get it warmed up a little bit, and then plug in things I have to plug in here to get it going. All right, hopefully it helped. Have a good day.